What is the dumbest explanation you've heard from someone who cheated? 1. I wanted to try something new. He cheated on me with his ex. 2. You deleted your Facebook, and my friend and I thought that was fishy. I don't even know where to start with that kind of rationality. 3. We never have any fights. So you decide to cheat so I can get mad at you? Early on in my relationship, my GF said the same thing. Her logic went as following. If we didn't fight, it meant I didn't care. If we didn't have sex, it meant I didn't find her attractive. And if I avoided a conflict of either of the above, it meant I didn't love her enough to fix the problem. She had a history of an abusive ex who hit her, and apparently her house growing up had a lot of fights between her parents, so she almost considered all of the above normal. Took a while to have her realize it really isn't. Still together after 3 years. Edit. No, she didn't cheat to my knowledge, but what you said reminded me of her bizarre mindset at the time. 4. A friend in a long-distance relationship who only saw his GF on weekends because she was at an army posting at the other end of the country during the week. He found out she was cheating on him with some guy. Her explanation: well, for me the army and my private life are 2 different lives, so it makes sense I have 2 different boyfriends. Edit. For context, I'm from Germany. This was the German army, and the other end of the country was about 6 hours by train, the train being free for soldiers. 5. I invited you to join us. Not my fault you said no. I had similar that 1. GF had a threesome with her female friend and her ex-boyfriend. I would have invited you, but I knew you would just get mad, and you don't like XBF anyway, and would have said I was cheating on you. It's not cheating if it's 3 people. 6. When you said you wanted to be exclusive, I thought you meant exclusive here. You never even asked if I had a boyfriend. I had been dating this girl for 3 months in college when she admitted that she had been in a long-distance relationship with her boyfriend from high school the entire time, and she had slept with him each time she visited her parents, which was at least once a month. 7. She's so hot and flirty that I just know she will eventually cheat on me. So I decided to go first and get it over with. 8. I just kind of assumed we were free to do our own thing when we weren't with each other. Girl who kept telling me we were absolutely meant to be together and it would completely crush her if I ever cheated. Then when she cheated, she said she didn't feel bad about it, so realized I probably wasn't the one. 9. If you had confidence in yourself, none of this would have happened. My ex tried to pull that shit with me when she broke up with me. Then she tried to get back with me later when she realized she had made a mistake. I told her that I have more self-confidence than that. It was so satisfying to see that I hurt her with that, especially considering how she smeared my name to everyone she knew when we split. 10. I mean, how can you expect me to tell you the truth? People are raped and murdered every day. Really? 11. Guy I worked with would get BJs from the women working the street nearby. I called him out on it and told him he was straight up cheating on his wife. He said he never kissed them, and since it was just a BJ, it wasn't cheating. 12. My ex-wife cheated on me and lied about it instead of just fessing up, then eventually one day after denying it repeatedly said, I'm not cheating on you, but let's say I was. Would you want to meet the guy because I think you'd actually like him a lot? Mental illness at its finest. 13. Thought it was odd how he never wanted me to come over. He was constantly mentioning living with roommates and that he couldn't have me over. Turns out those roommates were his wife and her parents. When I was like, what the hell? He said, well, I am married, but we only got married so she could get your green card. My dumbass believed him and stayed with him another 5 months. 14. You didn't make me feel like a priority after I had taken leave from work to help them finish a script, which I did, editing and proofing the entire thing, and the book won them a money award. They went on to smash pissers with someone at a party I was at. Real catch that one. 15. My bestie's marriage is not going great. She got involved with our friend. We talked about it since this whole situation doesn't make me feel very comfortable. Long story short, it doesn't feel like cheating, it feels just right to sleep with the other guy. I'm kinda speechless. It's not wrong if it feels right. Title of a porn scene about cheating. On the same note, heard a variation of the feels right excuse by some idiot who I was FWB with lol. He didn't tell me he had a girlfriend but introduced said girlfriend to me as his longtime friend who has a crush on him but he absolutely doesn't want her, and we both became friends to the point I became her guitar lead since she is a singer. I of course started to suspect he was lying, so I asked her to confirm his story and she burst into tears telling me she's deeply in love with him and they've been dating on and off for 3 years and they are currently getting back together as they've been sleeping together too. I told her I don't care for the dude and I bowed out and told her I only care that we stay friends regardless of what happens with the dude. We both confronted the dude in his only defense, more like offense, wasn't I quote, "If I was in South Africa I would be applauded for having you both." He went to law school in South Africa for some context. Anyways, that was enough for me to not even want to be friends with him again, but I mourned a loss. She went back to this dude and cut me off. I felt so bad because I could see she was just a woman madly in love and infatuated and he was a man who saw a source of convenience and took it. She was paying his car note, bought him an iPhone etc since he was still looking for a job just after passing his bar. This was 5 years ago. Whenever I thought of her over the years, I felt sad and hopeful that maybe it all worked out and he genuinely grew to love her. They got married. A month ago, my mom, who was a close fam friend to the dude's dad, told me that they were both in court. He hit her and she took him to court and they are in the process of divorce. I'm glad she found her voice. Irony is her voice is amazing and powerful as a singer. I also heard from my mom and her random updates SMH lol, that she has an album out and she's touring etc. I am so happy for her. As long as she's okay, a part of me goes suck it, insert name of lawyer wife beater asshole. His dad is like a cool uncle to my fam though. Don't know where this idiot's shallishness came from. 16. I've heard several personally from the same guy. He texted some girls asking for their friend's number by saying he eats a mean box. Oh come on, it was just a joke. He solicited affairs on Reddit. It was because you were intolerable because of PPD, even though he'd been on dating apps before I was even pregnant. Caught with Tinder. We just wanted to see what kind of girls were in the area. There were 17 guys in the house. Come on man, you think I'd have a girl over? I have a sex addiction. Actually my therapist says I don't because I've never actually had sex with anyone and that you have CRZIEST and ABC diagnosis. And the best, I never cheated. I never touched anyone. Even his mother repeated this line, but also look at you. Who wouldn't cheat on you? 17. We had been dating for 7 years. His mother died. He told me there wasn't a funeral. His brother then shows me pictures from the funeral and there's a different girl all hugged up on my guy. It's not cheating because you can't prove that we're having sex. Like what? 18. I was a teenager. GF said she understood if I wanted to fuck other people while she was away at college. I was like, okay, I did it. She was not okay with it. I figured if I was still emotionally loyal, and she said it was okay to do so. On reflection, not a good idea. I also realized she was giving herself an out for doing the same thing in college. Fuck, I don't miss being a teenager. 19. I was once friends with this girl in college. She was dating this guy who I was also friends with and they seemed to get along really well. We all met up with a couple more friends on Friday evenings to grab dinner and hang out, and I've never detected any kind of drama or problems between them. Months go by and she came to me one day between classes and wanted to talk to me about issues she and her BF were having. She said she slept with another friend of hers and her BF got mad. All I said was yeah, he has good reason to be upset, you cheated on him. I asked her why she did that and she said her BF was too nice and she wanted to try dating a bad boy type because she thought he'd be more fun in bed. Her BF would probably take a bullet for her. He was kind and did all these really nice things for her and I reminded her about that. She said she liked what he did for her and stuff, but she wanted to experiment and she wasn't sure why he was so upset over a one-time thing. Needless to say, our friendship didn't last much longer after that and neither did her relationship with her BF. I haven't spoken to her in years, but I'm still in contact with her BF. He has a wonderful wife and family now, so he eventually found the happiness he deserved. 20. I was in army in Germany. She was in Arizona. Hadn't seen her in like a year. Got out and she was pregnant. Said she never cheated on me and you never thought you'd see me pregnant, huh? Lol. And yes, I divorced her. 21. My friend Mike dated a girl Melissa. We all knew she was bad news, but he didn't want to hear it. Long story somewhat shorter, Melissa enlisted in the army and proceeded to have sex with anyone who would have her while she was still dating Mike. Of course, Mike eventually finds out and calls Melissa out on it. Her response? Well, you weren't here and a girl has needs. It's just sex, like it was no big deal. Mike was crushed. He wanted to marry Melissa, but finally came to his senses and broke it off. Then the bitch had the audacity to call Mike to ask for $700 for an abortion about 6 months after their breakup, though not sure why military healthcare wouldn't cover that, because she was pregnant and didn't know who to ask, i.e., she didn't know who the father was. Real class act, that Melissa. After Mike laughed and said absolutely not, he never heard from Melissa again. Goodbye, good riddance.